Hello everybody. So today we are going to learn the session user administration. So we will see the user concept, user master record, and what are the password restrictions, and what are the SAP default users, and what are their passwords. Okay. So basically a user is one of the basic part of RY3 security. So when you install your SAP, as I said, that creating a user is one of the post installation activities. Okay, so the first step after the installation is you need to create a users, okay, in the new clients. Now it must be noted that users are always client dependent. I mean, user in one client is not be a user of another client. As I said, like client is a 3-digit number, like 0000 to 999, right? So in this, for example, if we have some users in the client, for example, say 200, so those users should not be in user of another client. Okay, so they are valid for only the client they were created or assigned. Now let me go to the practical so that it will be easy for you to understand more easily. So as I said, like the transaction code for the user is SU01, right? So let us say an example. I have already created a user by name test. Okay, now I want to just see the user master record. If you see, as I told before, that by default once you install the SAP comes with the two super users. What are those two super users? One is your SAP star and another is your DDIC. So these two super users so by default you will get two super users. These are the two super users once your SAP get installed. So these two super users are available for every client in R/3 system. Whenever a new client is created, you will see these two users. Okay, but the nature of these two super users are slightly different. What is the difference between these both super user? Like if I say SAP star has all the authorization, whereas DDIC is authorized to administer purpose. Okay, so SAP star has all the authorization and DDIC is authorized to administer. So see, when I started after the installation, I used DDIC. Why? Because you cannot use SAP star. Always use DDIC, and you can have the copy of the DDIC with a with a new user. You can create it. Okay. Now, as I said, like every user has their own master record. If you go and see test user, what user master record consists of? It consists of your username, like the you need to know the password for that username, right? And you have the company address. You need to have a default parameters, roles provided to the users, profiles which has been assigned to the users, okay, in which groups this user exists. So these are the user master record of a particular user. So every user has its own user master record. So user master record maintained through the transaction SU01. So how you can see this any user master record? You can use SU01. So if you go to SU01, you can see any, for example, if I want to see DDIC and just click on display, you can see the DDIC user master record. Okay, so every user has its own master record. Now, a user can be assigned to many activity groups, and an activity group can be assigned to many users. So what is activity group and activities? When we are going into the roles, security roles topics, there you will be coming to know. So if we create activity groups, okay, then you are going to assign the users to that activity groups. Okay, now second thing is that, as I said like previously also, and now I'm telling that about the password restriction. Okay, this is one of the important thing because password cannot be word SAP or pass. Like if you want to give a password like, you know, pass or SAP, you know, you cannot give pass and SAP. Okay, password cannot begin with any sequence of 3 characters contained in the user ID, right? For example, if you are giving F or ED Smith, like for example your name, okay, so you cannot use the 3 characters of your username. Okay, you cannot use FRE, you cannot use the password starting from RED, you cannot use like EDS. I mean, I want to say like this. Okay, and password, as I said, cannot begin with 3 identical characters. That also I told, like if you want to create a password like you are creating like this, or you want to create like BB something like that, so you cannot create the password and it cannot begin with 3 identical characters. Whenever a user changes password, he may not use any of the last 5 passwords. This is very, very important. Like usually what happens, you create one password, okay, you forget, then you have created one more password. Okay, so like this, if you are creating the password, then you cannot use any of the last 5 passwords which you have used. Okay, moreover, about the password restriction, like in the profile parameters, you can set the password length, like how many characters you want to keep the password. For example, I will tell you some parameters, like minimum password length you can set by using this parameter login /min _ password _lng. So how to set the password? You can just go into the transaction. I will open another session. So in profile parameters, I will be showing like how you are going to set the parameters. You will go into RZ10. You will take the instance profile. Okay, all the parameters are set up in instance profile. Okay, so select the extended maintenance and here you will set the parameters. So if you want to create a new parameters, what you will do? You will create the parameter. Okay, or you have to create the parameters. Okay, so this is how you are going to create the parameters. So this is just I'm explaining you that if you want to set a password length, you can set by using these parameters. Okay, similarly, if you want administrator to set the password expiration date, like for example a user arrived and he has some 3 months of duration in the assignment, then how are you going to keep the expiration date for that particular user? So for that, the parameter you need to assign by expiration underscore time. So this is the parameter you need to set in the RZ10 profile, which just now I showed. Similarly, for example, say number of incorrect logins allowed for a user master record until the login procedure is terminated. For example, when you are trying to log in with the password and you have forgot the password, first attempt you failed, okay? So second attempt again you are getting failed, and third attempt you have failed. Then what happened? It will lock you password. So you can set that incorrect login attempts instead of 3 to 5 or 6, okay? So it depends like how you are. So how to set up that login underscore fails underscore 2, you can set by giving this parameter. So this usually you can set using this parameter. Okay. Now, so these are some important parameters. I said that there are n number of parameters. If you go into RZ11, you will be learning this thing in the profile topic. SAP, as I said, like SAP RY3 system includes 2 super user. As I said, SAP star DDIC. Okay, so SAP star user has this password by default. When you, if you have not given the password, like in if I talk about the older version like 4.7, you know, at that time usually when you are installing the SAP, then you will log on with SAP star with the predefined password which SAP has given. So what are the predefined password SAP has given? For SAP star, you log on with the password 06071992. This is a password for SAP star. So once the installation is completed, you usually log in with this password. Similarly, for DDIC, you use the password 199207, reverse of that SAP star. This can you remember by the date. I mean, like if you see 06/07/1992 year, as I said, like SAP RY3 came in 1992. So accordingly, they set the date for that particular password. So apart from this, there is one more user, early watch user. Okay, so which usually we never use. This is used by the SAP people. So early watch user created with the password support. So let me go. Got it? So this is how the passwords has been set for SAP star, DDIC and early watch alert. Now, for example, you will get a doubt when you create a new client. Okay, so this you have logged in using this password, whatever the SAP has given. Once you create a new client, you want to log in with SAP star. Then what is the password you are going to use? Are you going to use this? No. When you create a new client, then you need to log on with SAP star using the password pass. This is very, very important. Whenever you are creating a new client, okay, once you have created the new client, you log on with SAP Star using the password PASS, P-A-S-S. Okay. So when we go into the client administration topic, when we create a new client, we are going to use this. So as I said, like SAP Star is one of the super user, okay, and DDSC also is one of the super user. So I hope you understood this, and we are going to see how we are going to create the users and how are we going to assign the roles to the user, and we will see how we copy the users and how to delete the users. Okay, so we will see in our next topic. Thank you so much. Bye.